comes from heaven, as outlined in Daniel 7. He's not an earthly figure. He comes from heaven, he comes with the clouds of heaven. And to say that Jesus was the Son of Man, I don't think any Muslim here believes that Jesus had an earthly father. Who was his father? He had no earthly father. According to the New Testament and the Quran, Jesus was the son of Mary. He was the son of the Virgin. And so I don't think Professor Cheema understands what the Bible means by Son of Man. The Son of Man is an apocalyptic figure who comes from heaven. And so again, we have this selective reading. And then in John 3:13, I was really surprised to hear Professor Cheema say, he quotes John 3:13 where Jesus says, no one has gone to heaven, but he has descended from heaven. So he admits that Jesus was pre-existent, that Jesus came from heaven. And therefore, he's not a human being. And so, when he says the Son of Man who came from heaven and is in heaven, how can he be on earth and be in heaven at the same time? Well, he could only be that way if he is truly God and man. And so I think Professor Cheema misread that text. And then he says, well, nowhere does it say that he comes back as the Son of God. Well, it does. In fact, 1 Thessalonians 1:9-10, Paul says that we await God's Son who will come from heaven to save us from the wrath that is to come. And then Luke 3:38, Professor Cheema says, no Christian believes that he is the Son of God. I do. There's Christians who believe he's the Son. Of course he's the Son of God. He was directly created by God. He had no father, no human father. He was a direct creation of God. And in context is key here, folks. You can't play cafeteria with the Bible. You can't say, I like this passage, but I don't like that. If I do that with the Quran, my Muslim friends will say, you're disrespecting our text. You can't pick and choose the Quran what you feel like. And I agree with you. We'll do the same with the Bible. Let's respect our sacred texts. And so in Luke 3:38, of course Adam is the Son of God because he's created directly by God. And then he said the prophets are sons of God in direct violation of the Quran. Where it says in Surah 5:18, the Jews and the Christians say